I get a lot of people coming to me asking me why I have to read everything as gay, or that if the relationship on screen isn't explicitly shown, then it couldn't possibly be true. But I feel like they don't understand something important. Subtext. Many people will dismiss a pairing of two people of the same gender because they feel like it doesn't make any sense, or that there's no basis for it. In that same respect, movies like Rope or Strangers on a Train would have no basis in having same-sex relationships either. Because the two characters don't kiss or declare their love for each other, nothing's going on according to them. What they don't realize is that from 1930 to 1968, the Motion Picture Production Code banned the portrayal of LGBT people in film. Before 1930, film was actually pretty raunchy. Gay women were represented by macho-type women. Gay men were portrayed as effeminate and the butt of a joke.
Here, Clarence, put that in the trunk. And don't wear it.
Queer relationships were never shown explicitly or in a good light, but the suggestion of it was still legal. The movie Wings, that came out in 1927, featured a kiss between two men. Although the kiss was not meant to be romantic, once homosexuality became a public concern, the relationships between men took a distant and cold turn. The production code then came around. This left all portrayals of LGBT people to be subtextual, which brings us back to the director Alfred Hitchcock. Hitchcock wanted to disturb his viewers, make them feel uneasy. He felt like one way to do this was to suggest same-sex relationships in his movies, as public opinion on them was not in their favor. In Rope, the two main characters are never outright shown in a passionate lovemaking scene, but it was Hitchcock's intention to push the limits of how their relationship is portrayed. In Rope, the two main characters commit the so-called perfect crime. Much like LGBT people in the 1940s, they had to hide, sharing a secret together. Hitchcock purposely used two gay actors in order to make the subtext more authentic. This censorship continued in the following years, and gay audiences were feeling a bit starved for some sort of representation, even though most audiences would scream that everything was staunchly heterosexual. The LGBT crowd saw through the coded messages and glances that many other filmmakers had to put in.
Do you consider the eating of oysters to be moral and the eating of snails to be immoral?
No, master.
Movies like Red River had a quite homoerotic scene where the two characters compare each other's guns.
It's a good-looking gun you're about to use back there. Can I see it? Maybe you'd like to see mine.
Richard Dyer sums up well what the attitudes were with gay people in film. We could only express ourselves indirectly, just as people on the screen could only express themselves indirectly. The characters are in the closet. The movie is in the closet, and we were in the closet. Even after that damn production code, it was hard getting adjusted to finally seeing gay characters on film. The public attitude was still not ready for it. And then Boys in the Band came out in 1970, and it became the first film to explicitly feature actual gay people, post-production code. Uncoincidentally, that was also the first year of the Gay Liberation Parade, and a year after the famous turning point in LGBT rights, the Stonewall Riots. And although films after this and their portrayals of LGBT people were not perfect, at least some films portrayed LGBT people in a non-judging light. And even when gay relationships weren't portrayed at all, gay people were still able to pick up subtextual hints, some leftover skills from that production code era. Fried Green Tomatoes features a strong relationship between two women, and the general movie-going audience did not pick up on the lesbian subtext. However, people who are actually aware that LGBT people exist, and are used to being swept under the rug, recognized this immediately. The movie was an adaptation of the novel, but for some reason decided not to feature the romance that is extremely clear in the novel. But nope, the movie industry was comfortable with its censorship even after the production code. And this still happens today. LGBT people are recognizing gay romances, but are not being taken seriously when they see it. Think of a movie that is mainstream and is LGBT themed. You're probably thinking of Brokeback Mountain. And Brokeback Mountain. Why is it so hard to believe that some characters on TV and film could be involved in subtextual relationships? With so many shows nowadays featuring subtextual and close relationships that can certainly be interpreted as romantic, and almost none of them delivering, how much does it feel like the state of affairs has improved? And it's not even the shows not delivering, it's also the reaction to people who interpret these relationships. That we just want to see the gay in everything, and that we're the ones shoving our sexuality down their throats, even though most everything is straight. Why is it so hard for people to believe that Dean and Castiel could be romantically attracted to each other? Or that John and Sherlock, who after almost 200 years of subtext could be in love? It's not that we want to see the gay in everything. We're just really good at seeing it when other people don't. Because after 50 years we learn to find it where it's hidden. So let's hope that in the future, we don't have to accept crumbs.